Good morning. Is this mine?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Before I chose this topic, I read first this verse, this chapter, and I was thinking how God is great. And from there, I had so many questions by myself by saying how God speaks with his people. I was having questions, which kind of people God speaks with? My questions were so many, and I end by asking, does God has a specific time to speak or to protect his people? And I think those are most of questions most of people are asking even today. But in everything that we should be asking about God, we should be aware and we should know that our God, God of Israel, our God is omnipotent. Our God is omniscient, and our God is omnipresent, which means he is Almighty God. He can do whatever he can. Our God, he knows everything. He knows all our mind. And our God is everywhere. So let me start by this good story of Balaam and his donkey. In this story, we have a metonymy. Metonymy is a story in which an animal is talking. If you have a story and animal talks, that story we call it metonymy. And from this metonymy of Balaam's donkey, we will get an answer of our first question about how God speaks. Our God speaks through the sign. If you can see the book of Numbers 22 from verse 23, 24, 25 and 27, there God speaks through the sign. And also God speaks through the voice. We can hear God, his voice. And we can hear the voice through his angels. That we can find it in number 22 from verse 31 through 35, but especially verse 32, when it says, the angel demanded, why have you beaten your donkey 3 times like this? I have come to bar your way because you should not be making this journey. That was the voice of God through the angel. He's talking to Balaam. God speaks through the voice. We can hear God, his voice, through the angels. If we can go to the book of Exodus, chapter 3, from verse 4. God was speaking with Moses about to deliver the people of Israel out of Egypt. This time God told Moses to take his shoes out. Is a time that God told Moses his name, that I am who I am. And that is in chapter 3, verse 14. Those are different ways. I'm trying to show different ways that God speaks to the people. In the book of Acts, chapter 9, the time that Paul, he was going to Damascus. On his way, he hears the voice of God. He hears the voice of the Lord. The voice was saying, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? And the same voice was saying, after that incident that Paul got on his way, the same Lord told him again, get up, go to the city where you will be told what you must do. That was the way God was speaking. So Paul, or Saul, understood the voice of the Lord. God has so many kinds of ways to speak with his people, even through the dream. This is the case of Moses. In Genesis 37, from verse 5, Genesis 37, from verse 5. One night Joseph had a dream, and when he told his brother about it, they hated him even more. He said, listen to the dream I had. We were all in the field tying up sheaves of wheat. When my sheaf got up and stood up straight, yours formed a circle round mine, and bowed down to it. So God spoke with Moses by dream. There is so many kind of ways that God express his message to the people. God also spoke with his people, or speak even today with his people through some art, some event. Here I can bring my own story. When I was in Tanzania, we have so many camps in Tanzania. We were in the camp of Luguf, but from Luguf to Nyarugus is about 50 miles, something like that. So about 50 miles. But we have to have bicycle to go there. For my first time, we were 2 people and we said, okay, let us go to Nyarugus, different camp. When we started to go, after maybe 5 miles, I found out my shoe on my right leg was out. I was thinking, how can a shoe come out of me without knowing? It was something stranger for each and everybody, even to me too. We said, okay, let us go back. Maybe, I don't know, did I go without one shoe? Or I come to ask my wife, do you think I went without one shoe? She said, no, you went with 2 shoes, but now you have only one. I said, okay, let me change. I change again. I take that one off, but that one I didn't see it. We came trying to search in the road, we didn't find it. When we came back, I got another one, and then we went again. After 3 miles, it was in little forest. Rain came, rain, too much rain, a big rain. But that rain was only on me and that with only 2 people. The rain was not raining in front of us or behind us. It's only where we were. And we were about to die. We said, oh, what is this? What can we do? Let us go back. We came back again. But after 2 miles, we found the road was dry, so it was dry, no rain, only the place where we were. I came until home to see my wife. I said, we were about to die. Rain, too much rain on the road. But when we came here, there is no rain. And we saw other people were coming from where we are going. They said, that side, no rain, it's only dry, no rain. I said, oh, what is this? Let us go again. We said, okay, let's go again. We went again. After maybe 4 miles, we were standing like we are like this, speaking. We found out our bicycle is gone. We were 2 bicycles. Me on bicycle, my brother-in-law also on his bicycle. But while we were talking like this, we found one bicycle is going to disappear. He said, oh, maybe someone came here. We are only 2 people, but bicycle is disappear. We tried to search everywhere. We didn't see that bicycle, even today. We said, oh, what is this? We can't go on the same bicycle, go back again home. So we went again 3 times. When we reached, I explained my wife, you see, again we went, but we had two bicycles. While we are talking, one bicycle disappear. So, do you think I can go or not? My sister said, I don't like you to go there. My sister. She said, I don't like you to go there. But my wife said, I don't have choice. It's up to you if you can or not. But myself, I was feeling something like I was afraid. But I was going to Nyarugusu because someone was owing me some money there. It was about, I don't know, maybe 50, something like a $50. So all my mind was only to go there to get that money. But through those 3 steps, 3 events, I was afraid. But also I like my money. I need my money. So I have to go again. Okay, we found another bicycle. We said, okay, let's go. We went. Yes, I need to show God speaks even through the event, some acts. For 4th time, we went until Nyarugusu. The time that we reached Nyarugusu, like today night, tomorrow evening, I heard the call. They call us in Nyarugusu. They said, come back here, your brother is dead. I said, yesterday I was there. No one was sick. Yesterday. But today, they said your brother is died. I said, no, that is, they are lying. Is not for me. That is for someone else. It's not for me. That is not my, they are not informed me, but maybe I'm the wrong person for that information. The information belongs to someone else. It's not me. It's not my brother who died. I was there yesterday, and everybody was okay. So how can you tell me today someone is dead? I said, no, I refuse the information. After a couple hours, another message, hey, they call you to some organization like a Christian here, they have World Vision. They called me there. They said, they are waiting you in Gufu by now because your brother is dead. Oh, my brother is dead. But the person who called me there is the one who cannot lie to me. I said, but I was there yesterday, and I came here yesterday, and I didn't left anybody sick. How can you say today that the same information, I got it right 4 hours later, but I said it's not me. But you called me and you said really this information. Okay, let me go back. I was prepared to go back to where I was from. It was about, I didn't get transportation. Then I went there after 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. The time I went there after 3 days, I found my brother was already buried. Then I was saying, was that the message of God to stop me not to go? And my sister started to blame to me. I told you not to go there. But you just go there. You knew this would be happen, but why did you go? I said, I don't know. only my mind was only to go to get my money only, but other thing, and everybody here was not, no one was sick here. So that was the story, and that was happening on me. And I need to show you that God speaks through some acts, some events. God speaks through prayers. If we can go to the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 1, from verse 11, you will see how God speaks through prayers. Hannah was praying. Hannah was praying. And through that prayers, he was speaking with God. And God answered on his prayers, on her prayers. Even if we can go to the book of the First King, chapter 17, from verse 17 to 24, we will see how Elijah healed the son of a widow by prayers. So with prayers, God speaks with his people. And for the second question, which kind of people God speaks or God helps? Which kind of people? We know that our God is our creator. He created everything, including us, human beings. Our God is fair all the time. He helps whoever he wants. He helps whoever is doing his will. So we have first to be accroche, like this. To accroche is like this, right? Yeah, so we have to be attached to him for us to have something from him. If we can go to the First King 17:13. We can see how that widow was faithful to God. That is 1 Kings 17 from 13. We can see also in the book of Acts how God has set free Peter from the jail. And that is in Acts 12 from verse 6. In Acts 5 from verse 18. How God has set free Peter out of the jail. Joseph, who was sold with his brother, if we can see that story, those brothers of Joseph, in their mind, was only maybe to kill Joseph. They like to see anymore Joseph. But the way how God can help his people is a way we as human beings we can't understand. They took Joseph, they sold Joseph. In their mind, Joseph will go there and suffer and maybe be killed. But later on, Joseph became a governor of a big country like Egypt. And is the one also who helped that family, their brother and entire family. We can see how God helped his people through Esther. People of Israel were saved for that decree written by Haman. And we have so many examples. And about the question of what time and the place God speaks with the people, there is no specific time. There is no specific place that God has made to speak. There is no specific place that God made to communicate with him. We know that everything belongs to him. The time, the places, all belong to him too. That's why we say he is ready to hear our voice. He is ready to hear our prayer anytime, everywhere. God spoke with Moses at the mountain. God spoke with Joseph while dreaming, while he was sleeping. He spoke with David on the road, the time that David was asking him to bless him. They were on the road. And he spoke with different people at different places. So there is no any specific place that we can say, only here God can speak with me. Only I should go somewhere, there is where God can hear my voice. In conclusion, of this exhortation, listen the voice and acts how God speaks with his people, which kind of people God speaks with, where or what time God speaks. Our God doesn't have any limit. Our God is unlimited. He speaks in all ways, with all people, anywhere, anytime. To make you understanding, God speaks, God communicates by voice, God communicates by sign, act, dream, prayer, and so on. Any way that can communicate or make understanding of the message, God uses it. Today maybe we don't have that grace to hear the voice of God through some angels, as it was happened to Moses, as it was happened to Jesus. But we still have more and enough ways to speak with God. We have so many ways to speak with God: by praying, by singing, by praising, by acting. Remember, by saying helping people, there is no many things, which means whatever you offer with all your hearts is to God. Whatever you offer with your open heart is a help, and God appreciates it. To end with this, I have one short question for each and everyone before I leave here. Which way do you think God speaks? Which way do you think God communicates with you? Thank you.